Hi guys, welcome to the latest episode of our Sunday Stock Market Watchlist series. I host this Sunday Stock Talk every single weekend, so do tune in and subscribe to the channel. As you guys know, I'll be diving into the economic calendar, highlighting the key earnings reports for the week, and sharing my top 5 stock picks to keep an eye on. Also, before we jump into the content, don't forget to join our community through the link provided in the comments section below. Alright, so let's get started. Okay, so let's take a look at the earnings report for this week. We are looking at GitLab on Monday, Lululemon on Wednesday, Neo and DocuSign on Thursday. Now let's see the major economics calendar for this week. Not a lot of involvement from the Fed this week. We have the initial jobless claims on Thursday, June 6th, and the US unemployment rate and US employment report on Friday, June 7th. The stock market dipped slightly this week, ending a streak of gains. Major US indices like the S&P 500 and Nasdaq fell around 0.5% to 1%. This ended a 5-week winning streak that had pushed them to record highs. Some factors contributing to the decline were like rising interest rates and inflation. Also disappointing earnings reports from some companies. Now let's look at the top 5 stocks that we are watching this week. The first on our radar is Nvidia. We are closely watching for the 1069 break to the downside. If it happens, we will be watching at 1060 or 1050 puts with targets set at 1065, 1060 and then 1055. On the upside, our attention is on the 1158 level. If it comes back with momentum, there is potential for an upward move. In that case, we'll be watching 1160 calls with targets at 1160, 1165 and then 1170. Moving on to the second pick, Tesla. We are keeping a close eye on the break below 173.8. It's acting as the support level. If that occurs, we'll be considering 170 puts with targets set at 170 and 167 and finally 164. On the upside, we are looking for a break above 182. If it happens, we'll be watching 190 calls with targets at 185, 187 and then 190. Next up is Netflix. We are watching for a break below 628. If it happens, we'll be looking at 620 puts with targets set at 615, 610 and then 605. Not looking to the upside potential as it's struggling near the support zone. The fourth stock on our radar is SMCI. From past few days, SMCI is looking very weak. We'll be watching 761 break to the downside. We are looking at 750 puts or 700 puts with targets set at 750, 740 and then 730. We are not currently watching anything to the upside potential. Finally, let's talk about Google. We are watching for a break above 178.7. If it happens, we'll be looking at 180 calls with targets set at 180 first, then 182 and finally 184. For downside play, we'll be watching 169 break to the downside. We'll be looking at 165 or 160 puts with potential targets 167, 165 and finally 163. And that wraps up our watch list for the week. Remember, always do your research, stay informed, and trade responsibly. Thanks for joining us, and be sure to check out our community link for more updates. Happy trading, everyone!